With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington.
Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go from Seattle.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here's Walker to start the drive.
And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle.
He's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
He completes this to Walker.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
2nd and 11 at the 41. The Seahawks at 8-8 now on the year. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at the 20. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Throwing is Hurts.
Going deep here for Watkins.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, his arm strength never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back the ball's intended for. He actually ran with him in perfect motion and able to make a big-time play.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. We're scoreless after 1.
Check that, street.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he's got some space here. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 7-yard line. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
Here's Walker.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Ken Walker with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Seahawks post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And this is going to be an Eagles 1st down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. In motion left is Watkins.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Flushed out right.
Oh, Brown, a nice catch.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes this forward for about 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Going to run again here with Pollard. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Tony Pollard with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
On second down, it's Walker.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Throw left side complete. That's Norris.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
Okay, break. Dragon 60. 17.
Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come. 17's Mike. Mike 17. We go.
They're going to try and throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. There with the tackle, Dietrich Wise Jr. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
85 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And Walker once more. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there's a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. On the move to his left. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
In motion left is Watkins. Here's Hurts to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. Pollard to return from the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
31's the right. You got nothing with it. You got nothing. Check 3.
Second half will start with a run by Sanders. Pass the 20 for a short gain, 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Another run with Sanders, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Hurts.
Left side here to Sanders. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Here we go. Fix the Eagles. Fix the Eagles.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Extra Cardinal. Extra Cardinal.
They'll run forward with Pollard. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
We own him. He's checking. He's checking. He's checking.
Hurt.
Hey, switch gears.
Toss left side for Walker.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year.
And the Seahawks have got it back to within a score.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Pollard to return from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And this is caught by Watkins. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts, flush to his right. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. 58 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Elliott good with a PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And now off to the races down the right side. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle.
Ken Walker with career touchdown number 70. And the Seahawks are back within a score.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
Pollard to return from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll set up a throw. This will be caught by Brown. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Trying to run for it with Pollard, and he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. On 2nd and 9, Hurts got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. So 8 yards on the completion there, and 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Sanders, and he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Come on.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Up the middle, it's Cook. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Watkins.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
They're going on fourth down with Hurts. That's into the hands of Jacob Harris. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk, 17 yards there on fourth down.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Tony Pollard with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Elliott good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
It really doesn't get much easier than the last drive. One play, and they took it all the way to the house on the touchdown run.
And you know how many times we talk about that's exactly how they drew it up, because essentially every play that's drawn up in an offensive playbook, if everyone does their job perfectly, should go for a touchdown, right? That's one that actually did. Give a little credit to those big fellows up front, too. They sprang their man for not only a big gain, but 6 points.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
They'll toss this out right to Walker.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
They find some open field here. And all the way down to the 26.
238 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. And going right back to Walker.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Let's go, let's bring it. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Hey, Mike 20.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And say what you want about Lumen Field here in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league when you're on the road.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed the stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. So for the Eagles,
they earn one final victory and finish the regular season at 13-4.
And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Seattle,
they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen as it is an 8-9 season in the end.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit.